although I came from a broken home, I succeeded in school growing up. So I probably would, like I said, like probably the last person someone would think would end up in like drugs, homeless on the streets, which is what I would later become. But yeah, so at around the age of about 15 years old, I started to dabble with like marijuana. I started to dabble with other drugs, and which was like completely contrary to like the person that I was. I was always like straight A student, highest honor roll, AP classes, doing real good for myself. But I just had like a curiosity. I would say I had an emptiness inside of me, like that I didn't really feel. I wouldn't say like I was depressed or I wasn't like sad, but I think there was an emptiness inside of me, and that led me to experiment with drugs. Fast forward a little bit to the age of 19. That's when I started using heroin. I used heroin for the first time, age 19, and then it just grabbed a hold of me. I just totally just threw my life down into the gutter, I would say, down the drain completely. And yeah, I was in and out of rehab programs, detox facilities, treatment centers, inpatient, outpatient programs, and yeah, I just could never really get clean, and I just had lost everything that I thought was valuable in life. Money, cars, relationships, family relationships, material possessions, everything was just wasted. But yeah, it just got worse before it got better. I kind of stopped the treatment centers, and I was homeless for like 6 months. Had to resort to just hustling every day on the streets, trying to get money just to stay well. Because with the heroin addiction, you physically withdrawal, like it's horrendous. You know, like no one could really understand, like unless you have lived through that, like what it's really like. It's not just like, oh man, she's like, I want to get high, or oh, that would be cool to get drunk, or high today, I want to smoke or do this. It's like, no, like I have to, like it's like an absolute, like there's no options, like you're going to, like you, because you can't stand the symptoms so bad, like it's just crazy. But yeah, and then so similar to Eric here, someone encountered me from our ministry, from our church. We're part of the church now, Victory Outreach, and yeah, just some random strangers came up and crossed paths with me one night. I was holding a cardboard sign at a gas station, and yeah, that's where God really changed the course of my life. And
that's a real story. You was literally holding a cardboard sign, and somebody approached you.
Yeah, at the end of my addiction, at first I was stealing, boosting from stores, selling small little amounts of drugs on the streets just to feed my own habit. But then I became my own best customer. So I wasn't a good drug dealer, even just little small quantities. I couldn't do it, and then so I resorted to holding a sign. It was so humiliating for someone like myself to have to resort to doing something like that. Like I was like 3 miles away from the college that I dropped out of.
Oh wow!
Just down the freeway, and like here I am. My mom, my dad don't know if I'm dead or alive. Last they had heard of me was like 6 months ago when I left the rehab. Actually, I didn't leave. I got kicked out. But and I was trying to do good. But anyways, yeah. So I resorted to holding a sign to make money, and yeah, but then so that's the night. It was January 8th, 2016 when this couple crossed paths with me, and then yeah, they told me about first they told me about the Lord, and they asked me if I knew Jesus Christ as my Savior, and I was like, I have a background, like I believe in God, but I would consider myself like a Christian, but I obviously don't live my life in any way like I know I probably should, but yeah, so I'm out here on the streets. I'm a heroin addict. And then they asked if they could get me into a Christian men's recovery home that night, would I be willing to go? And then I just told them, like, I've been in and out of treatment centers, programs. I'm kind of like done trying, but I still like wasn't done trying at the same time, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I went with them. Long story short, and it's been over 7 years now. So.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's just yeah.
All right.
That's just a little bit,